Hey guys, and welcome back to the island. This beautiful night. Actually, let's sleep immediately. Oh, you know what? Let's not sleep in that bed. Let's head down. I've just been out collecting some sand, which is a thing that I keep doing off camera when I have some extra spare time. I wanted to show you. I'm backlogging this video, by the way, so I haven't seen your comments in regards of this yet, but I'm kind of hoping that they will be good. But when you're watching this video, it's probably a Sunday, is what I figured out at the moment. Such a pro with scheduling and things. And I'm backlogging this week because I am going on a travels. I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna return home actually by the time this video goes out. I think I'll be back home. But anyway, so I'm backlogging a little bit. I haven't seen your comments, otherwise I would, of course, speak a little bit about them. But I'm hoping for them to be good. This is my sand stash for the island. So basically what I'm doing in between episodes, every now and then I go collect some sand and then I fill in another area. As you kind of remember, all of the sand that's placed here is actually not... this isn't a desert, for those of you who just joined the series, weirdly. This is a mushroom island. So it's a lot of sand required. But anyway, I did some changes. I did some work off camera. It's sad to call it work. I played some Minecraft off camera. And so check this out. I got all the walls inside here now put up. There was a comment about that I needed to keep the wood floor. I didn't understand if this was the wood floor. I think it was in episode 16. I didn't understand if this was the wood floor that you were referring to, but we are going to keep it. And I think I've made it work with this type of wall, which I think looks glorious. It's actually very beautiful. I think it fits very well. We're going to have a room here. We're going to have another room here. And this needs to be filled in. I've kind of worked out this design for this corner, though. There are cows above, so let's walk away from that. This is the bedroom. And then that's the stairs. So we have two more rooms that we can make on in the upper fort, whatever you want to call it, of the pirate cave. But yeah, I've kind of worked out this. I think it looks pretty neat, and I do like the walls. It's just cobble mixing in some andesite, and then just very, very scarcely one block of cracked stone brick every here and there. Then covering it up, making the makeup being a little bit more sturdy. Stone bricks. I think it looks fantastic. I really like it. In here, what did I do in between episodes? I put the dragon egg over there, and I don't think I like it, actually. I think it looks pretty bad, so we may move that. I think I also put the ender chest here. Can't remember if I did anything else. Anyway, we still have to do the food dispenser, but we don't really have any food to put in it, and I may want to have that in a separate room because I've got a pretty cool idea for it. But today what I want to do is something completely different, and it's actually based off a lot of your comments. So let's pop down here, and I just closed that like a pro. We still have to work out some kind of drop mechanism, but I was kind of hoping to read your comments before I work anything more on that. If you're backlogging an episode, it's a great thing to change up what you've been doing a little bit, because it will make it possible for you to talk about other things. I'm weird, I know. Okay, so today we're gonna try some things. I got a pretty cool idea that is based out of some comments that I've received from you guys. Let's bring maybe 6 of those. We're gonna need some of this, I'm sure. And then we can bring that later. I'm also going to bring some cobblestone. A lot of people have been suggesting that we put up a shipwreck somewhere. And this is a comment that I haven't really replied to, I don't think. But I've read it and I've like smiled about it, and I've been like, oh, these guys are so clever. Of course we need some shipwrecks. We even need some fully functioning ships and stuff. So that's definitely a thing that we're gonna do. But before we can do that, I kind of figure that we're gonna need some kind of harbor or port. I suppose it's called bay, port, pirate bay. is a complete different thing. So that's what we're going to be working on today, and I hope that you guys are excited for that, because I'm super excited. And I wanted to kind of scout out. I haven't really looked at where I want to put this. This here feels to me like more of a beach area than a port, at least at the moment. And I do like the descent that we have here, the little slopiness. But it also is the natural kind of port if this would be the kind of main attraction of the island. Another area where we could also place a port. Maybe we make a huge like harbor thing. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I want to show you what I got in mind. Let's head over here. There is a... Is this the wrong way? It may be. Yeah, it's possibly on the other side of things. Okay. Wow, I've completely lost myself on my own island. That ain't great. Let's just ender pearl over here then. There's a little bit of a bay thing, natural bay thing somewhere, where I was thinking we can have... I have a pretty good idea of a use of one of these pirate wrecked ships that you guys want to see. Oh, it's actually over here. That's weird. So it's on the backside of the skull. Okay, interesting. Yes. Right over here. This area is very interesting. You may ask why. And that's completely fine. But the thing with this area, if we look at F3, you can see that we're in a Mushroom Island shore, which means that this here is actually an ocean biome in the very center. Which means that if we were to... Hello, let me swim up. If we were to have a block here, which we can't place on water, obviously, stupid me. If we were to have a spawn location for mobs right out here, where it's ocean, they would probably spawn at pretty high rates. The only other spawn spots available is caves in that ocean and caves in this little ocean pool here. And so my idea is that over here we're gonna definitely make a shipwreck of some sort that we're gonna make look like a ship, but it's actually gonna be a mob spawner or a mob farm. So that's one of the ideas. And then I was thinking, as far as the port or harbor would go, we could take away, could kind of carve this out, this entire thing, so we just connect it up with the ocean. And it got this natural, nice bend to it here. But I really thought that it was on the front side of the skull. But we won't do that quite yet. I don't think we have the right amount of resources. But I want to start building a port anyway. And I think... maybe it's better if we skip the whole beach idea over here. Can't really decide. Let's just try get a little bit of a style going, and then I'll have to think about it. So in my head, I haven't tried this, but in my head, I want to have something like this. We're gonna go possibly 3 blocks up is a good height, and then... And I just realized that Etho, whom I follow, did something similar in his one of his Let's Plays videos. I really hope that you don't think that's because I have that's why I have this idea, because it isn't actually, for once. I saw some pictures of Tortuga, the pirate island of Pirates of the Caribbean, which is a fantastic movie, I think. And I was just like, wow, we gotta have that on the island. So I wanted to try a few things with you. This is one idea. Let's get some spruce. Definitely gonna use spruce here. And some stairs, and we're gonna have some slabs as well. And then let's place it like this. That looks fantastic by its own, actually. Mixing some andesite with that cobblestone, it will look fantastic. Okay, then if we would have a corner, I wonder how we could make that work. Do we have a double one of those and then kind of be sheeting the terrain a little bit just to make it easier on ourselves? We'd have another one over here. Let's see how that looks. And I wanted to try as well with stone bricks in the background, because on the screenshot that I saw from this Tortuga, I think it was some kind of fan art. It was actually some kind of stone brick that was in the background of things. But let's see how that looks. Would it work then? I think I like the cobblestone better actually now that I see it. But let's just try this. You know, that's looking pretty good as well. It's a little bit too nice though. I think I like the cobblestone better. But as far as having two of these next to each other, I think that's completely fine. Do we like the stairs or the slabs better is the question though. And is it possibly too close to each other to have these two just 3 steps in between? Or is that a good distance? The only way we can find out is if we bring this here, then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, we're gonna sheet the terrain. This is actually a good tip for you guys that I use a lot. If the terrain isn't adhering to what you're thinking in your head, then go ahead and sheet it. And by sheeting it, I mean just alter it a little bit. No one will ever know, and it will probably in the end look better. And you'll probably be happier with yourself. I want to try this then. If we have a 5 distance, let's try to do that. And then... Jeez, why do I keep doing that fault? There we go. Where's the slab? Give me the stupid slab. Thank you very much. Okay. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Have we decided already on the spruce, or do we want to try acacia as well? I think though that the spruce is going to look better than the acacia. The acacia is going to be too grey. Possibly what could look good is regular old, good old oak. Yeah, let's just try that as well. Hi, squid. Right in my face, eh? You should be in the squid tank, not here. So if we do that, and then we come up here. Like that. And then we go with the cobble. I definitely think that the cobble will be best, by the way. And I'm not sure if I like the 5 distance between. There's a lot of decisions to be made. I think as far as the spruce stairs goes, that will look better than the logs. Oh wow. This is gonna be tough. The oak looks really good, but it lacks the contrast. But it looks fantastically good. Okay, I'll think about that. I'll think about the exact design, but something like that. And then I was thinking that on top here we'd have definitely spruce. It's kind of our main floor. So we'll come out like this. And would possibly also bring these up like that, right? There won't be any fences because boats needs to be able to dock and stuff. Right? So we'll have something like this. Put the torch down there. And we'll also try and mix in... We'll definitely do the regular thing that I do with spruce floors. Just mix in a little bit of texture by using the oak logs like that. But we'll get to the details later. What was I thinking? We should have some kind of natural movement towards the sand. Would it work if the sand has kind of blown over the spruce in places? Like over here. Could we like do that? Possibly, yeah. It could be like the sand as, you know, winds and stuff have blown it over. Blown it over. I think we're definitely onto something here. Let me play around with this a little bit. I want to cover, if we are to be placing this here, which I think is a good idea. I want to go from there and definitely to that corner as kind of the main port of the island. And we'll have bridges. We'll have like, is it called bridges? It's not called bridges. Docks. We'll have like docks and stuff sticking out of it as well. Anyway, it's gonna be great. This way, if we have a dock, we can then make a pirate ship sitting right out there. Okay, so I placed down a little bit more here. And I do really like this idea. It's a little bit wood heavy. Is the feel like right over there? It's because the thing bends and turns. But Yeah, I think we're on something. One thing though, the sand block needs to go. No, that wasn't what I was gonna say. One thing though that bothers me is that it's a little bit too tall. I almost feel like I want to bring the whole thing down one layer. Alright, let's check this out. Got a little bit of the section down one layer. I think I like that better. I definitely like that better. I think I like that better. Definitely liked it better. I think it actually helped as well with the pillars, because now it looks more like, before it looked way too industrialized. We have to remember that this is a pirate island, and pirates, well, maybe they are industrialized. I don't know. But I wouldn't think so. Like, it's not the first thing that rings a bell when I think about pirates. Is factories and production stuff and things. No. So I think this is better. I think that's what we're going to go with. Of course, I'm going to have to place down the stairs there as well. I wanted to have... This is also better because now it lines up with this layer here, which makes it so that we have a natural kind of breakpoint and the skyline looks better. Everything is better. Everything is more glorious. So we'll cover that up. We'll have the dock here. Then do we want, and this is actually very, very interesting, of a problem. That's not necessarily a problem, but a challenge. Do we want to have like a height difference in this? I don't know if I've seen ports with that, but over here, all of a sudden it would make sense to come up with the whole thing. So let's just see. Let's see what happens. If this would be here, we'd have this one up one, right? And this would stay the same. Good. And I'm gonna go away with the bricks. We're definitely doing cobble. It's so much better, I think. The bricks, I wish there was a brick that was a little bit more, not as pale as this brick is. For some reason, I feel it's very, very pale. Like a little bit more texture, a little bit more contrast would be amazing. Mojang, there's a suggestion for you. We'll place this here. By the way, the top layer of wood here is just to... That's going to be our stepping floor. And so it's not going to be visible because we're going to have stairs in front of it. Color-wise, though, it will look the same, obviously. Okay, let's look at how that looks. Is it possible to have an incline like that? It's not terrible. It's not terrible. But I think we're going to skip it. When I see it now, I see that it's only just that mound there. It's a little bit of a height difference there, but it ain't too much. And it makes sense that it's the same height. So yeah, that definitely works. I like that we lowered it. Now we can see the mouth of the skeleton or skull as well, which is nice. Alright folks, join me in a moment of silence as we look upon the beauty that this is turning out to be. Did a little bit more. I'm not sure about this corner now that I see it. It's a little bit too straight. Maybe we have to go in and then around. But oh wow, I really, really, really like it. I really, really, really like it. We're gonna go ahead and decorate this a little bit now. I brought some stuff for that. But first, let's go sleep. I put some torch down. I actually wanted torches. I actually wanted to see it during night because playing with lighting in Minecraft is something so underrated because, you know, mobs will destroy the whole part of possibility of playing with lighting unless you're in a biome like we are. We've talked about that many times, so I won't go on with it. But I've got the floor down here. I'm not really sure. Oops, burpee moment coming up. Oh, I think it passed. Okay. I'm not really sure how to connect it up with the sand. Over here, I did some upside down stairs, and then I kind of played around with a way up to the docks. I do think this looks fantastic, but we definitely have to work out a way with that. But just seeing all this spruce looks very cool. Now let's try detailing a little bit together, and then I'll go do the grind off camera. First of all, This is obviously a thing that works. We know that. I wanted to try with jungle wood though. Will it be possible? Ooh, that's not good. I was really thinking, you know what? Let's try it that way. That works better because it lines up with this, but it's still a little bit weird. Maybe we can make like segments of this stuff. Okay. Not bad. Because it's kind of, it's mossy wood, if you know what I mean. I don't know though. It's a little bit too contrasty, I think. Something to think about anyway. Then another thing that bothered me that I saw just before I started the recording was that I missed placing these here. So let's do that real quick. Get rid of the torch. Don't think we're gonna have any torches underneath here. We'll simply use the lighting from behind. So I'll put down a torch like there for now. Okay. We know that oak works, jungle we'll think about. Then I brought some other stuff. I wanted to, actually we should plant some of these. Plant vines. We don't really have a vine farm. I'm just gonna do like a sheep version. It's fine. Of one, I'm gonna do something like this. And I didn't bring shears, so that one is wasted. Just do that. That will grow us some more vines. Because I was thinking we could use these, maybe I will save 2 and moss stone, something that I'm not using a lot of. I'm actually never using it in builds, but I want to try it here because we have a cobblestone foundation. So let's do some of that, some of that. I also brought some leaves to build, to bring the green in. Remember, we have a fantastic green color on the mushroom island, as you can see. Very, very rich and things. So let's come down under here. And for these walls, we definitely, first of all, we should mix in some andesite and smooth stone. That's like your 2 basic mixes with cobblestone. Andesite, I'd say, is the very, very best mix with cobblestone. This is something that I've used a lot lately in a lot of series. But that I really think works. And also the regular smooth stone shouldn't be overused, but just one piece like that every here and there works. When you do this, don't forget the hidden line. So the hidden line in this example would be where I have my water, right? But that's equally as important to get some details in. Because from a distance, it will make more sense. Anyway, something like that as kind of the base mix. Maybe one over there as well. The andesite is so good with the cobble. Then what I was thinking is, can we mix in maybe under the water only? Or will it look okay if we bring it up? It's looking okay. It's looking more than okay. It's actually very pretty. I really like that green. This is why I've been reluctant to use this moss stone before, is because I haven't really loved the green that it brings. I think I've always thought it's a bit too heavy, but it definitely works. Yeah, I think that's a winner. I also want to try mixing some of this. That may be pushing it, the cracked stone bricks. But maybe if we have it on the settled spot, which would be under the water. And I was so sure that wasn't gonna look good, so that's why I wanted to try these as well. But I suppose, yeah, look at that. That's definitely, the moss stone for this purpose is much, much better. If you think like lore-wise. Oh, it looks so perfect. Oh, it's so good for this. You know what? I'm actually gonna go ahead and punch away. I'm gonna regret it. Regret my choice of smooth stone. We're gonna skip that for this. Cool. So that's like the basic mix then. Moss stone being being the accent or being the detail, and then mix with cobble and andesite, I think is enough. Let's try the next thing that I was thinking about. What about having some leaves? Because this is a tropical area, and can I even... Is that gonna look weird? A little bit, perhaps, with the water opacity. You know what? We could place glowstone. We could place glowstone in the water. That could look very cool. But something like that, and also vinage. I hate building from water, by the way. Then the question is, do we place them? It's gonna cover up, is the problem, all of the background. But let's try over here. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so gorgeous. That's glorious. Let's do another one here. Just because I say so. That's gonna spread to the side. It's gonna come down. Well, it's water there, so it's not gonna come down. My stupid me. But wow, did the moss stone work? Okay, I'm gonna have to also change this up. Right, very important. It's not gonna be very visible, but it's still important. Let's do a mix here. Let's try a leaf block. Let's bring it over the thing. Something like that. That may be too much. We'll have to take a look from a distance. Then we put that there. Okay, very cool. Yeah, let's go take a look at this. I can't wait. In my head, that was just perfect crap. Gonna be swimming. That was the worst ender pearl throw ever, by the way. Very, very noobish. Okay. Definitely too much leaves there. Way too much leaves. Don't even know if the leaves are doing what we want them to do. They're kind of destroying. Yeah, it's too much green. Too much green with leaves. Okay, so we take them away. Apart from the leaves, I think just that settled vine there is fantastic. I definitely love that over from here. That's probably the best without anything, just a moss stone to bring in the green. So very, very nice indeed. Oh, I was also going to try this. I have so many ideas. Today is the day where I have many ideas. I just got a sapling from that. That's nice. Okay. Let's try, or also consider, at least, having... Well, not there. But doing what we've been doing in the rest of the base. Using the good old stone walls. Maybe one over here. And what we'd do then is we'd come out like that. Put that there. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Kind of like it's broken up. Every now and then. That's going to be very, very seldom though. I am going to remove the leaves. I don't think they will make it into the mix though. But yeah, a little bit of walls, a little bit of moss stone. I think this place is going to look fantastic. Let's discuss the area atop here. And now is an issue because now it's... I'm requesting a block that is missing in Minecraft and that I don't understand that they don't add. And that is a barrel. Like a beer barrel of some sort. I think that would be very fantastic if they could add. I had an idea in my head that we could build something like this. To add interest. And then, well... No, that doesn't connect. Oh, crap. I had an idea that we could build something cool with these fence gates, but I don't think so. They don't work the way I thought. Let's try another thing, though. Let's try to do sticks. We're gonna have sticks everywhere. No, let's try to do that. And then I want a fence post. And I wouldn't mind having one in oak as well. So we're gonna do that and that. Okay. Does it work to put a skull on top of a fence post? Oh, it does. Oh, fantastic. Yes. Yes, we're definitely gonna need that. Can I, like in modded, you can have these on the side like this. Oh, you can here as well. Hello, winner. That looks so weird. I like it though. And when we played around with these, I saw the comments about you guys thinking that it was cool that we used skeleton heads as kind of a decoration. We're definitely going to need to build one of those exploding creeper farms so that we can get the white skeleton heads as well. Oh, but that is looking very cool. I do like the oak better than the spruce fence gate. We're obviously also going to need some banners to make this place feel at home. Possibly... I don't think I want to put them on the side, but we could put them like here. But I'm gonna need to go get some more wool for that because I'm completely out. So that's actually the original pirate banner right there. Anyway, let me do a little bit more of this decor stuff. Look at the vines growing. We're gonna need every single one of them. Possibly also get some, well, I don't feel like killing wither skeletons today, but I would like to have a few more just to see how it would look. Oh, a last thing before I cut. Before I cut, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to try something like, well, not that. This. Should we cap these possibly with cobblestone? Or is that going to be too stone heavy? We will find out right... Yes, I made it. That's pretty good, actually. That's not bad. We could cap them with wood as well, or we could just leave them as they are. I'm not sure. Want to see how that looks anyway. That looks pretty cool. That thing there. Okay, let me go do some more decor all the way around, and then I come back to you. I'm taking a look from a distance. I've done quite a bit more, it felt like. But it was mostly resource collecting, and it's not really showing. But we got some more mossy stones. I'm having second thoughts about the vines. The super green, nice color isn't really working our favor here. Maybe instead of having the vines, I do like them on the tree though. When they're on the wood, it's very nice. But maybe we up the amount of mossy stones instead of having those. But we'll see. We'll see. Overall, I'm very happy with this. I think it's looking fantastic. I did go to the nether and I did catch another wither skull. But I'm gonna want like 10 of those sitting on poles here, mixing in some regular white guys, white skeleton heads as well. Which is why we need to make one of those creeper farms. But anyway, that's gonna do it for today. I did mix up the floor a little bit more, but I'm actually completely out of resource eye. I'm out of wool. I'm out of wither skeleton's head, I'm out of mossy cobble. I kind of did a little vine farm over there. And so I'm gonna need to be resource collecting. I'm also out of oak. So with this beautiful sunset in mind, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about this. I think it's looking fantastic myself. Now you know my opinion. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next episode.